Ladies and gentlemen, we are today in the 20th day of October 2021. The media reports that the American administration, the Biden administration, decided to reopen the American consulate in Western Jerusalem after President Trump closed it after he recognized Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. Because this consulate did not serve the Israelis, it actually served the Palestinians, the Palestinian Authority. And this is actually the link between the State Department and the Palestinian Authority. Here in Israel, most of the Israelis, even those who are defined as leftists, let alone those who are defined as right-wingish, highly, totally object the reopening of this consulate in Western Jerusalem. First of all, Jerusalem is the historical and eternal capital of the Jewish people. And today, the Jewish state of Israel. There is absolutely no reason why the Israeli capital will be the place where the United States of America manage their relationship with another entity which is very hostile to Israel, and according to the Palestinian narrative, Israel has no right to exist. Let me just show you something which the PA produces. This is the scarf which they go around in their demonstrations. This is the PLO, the PLO flag. This is Palestine, the whole land of Israel. There is no place to the state of Israel according to the PA. And this is what they show. They don't even try to hide this idea. And they disseminate this scarf every day. Ladies and gentlemen, using the Israeli, the Jewish capital, as a place to represent the United States of America vis-a-vis the Palestinians means that the United States of America, under the Biden administration, is recognizing Jerusalem as a city which should be divided, and part of it should be given to a new state which never existed, the Palestinian state, to a nation which never existed, because the Palestinians are not mentioned before the 20th century at all. And Jerusalem, the Jewish historical and eternal capital, should be given to an entity which tries to abolish Israel as a state of the Jewish people. I consider it as some kind of a betrayal of America. Implicit, yet very clear. And many Israelis share my view. And I think that whoever understands the symbolism of Jerusalem for the Jewish people should protest against this attempt of this willing or plan of the American administration to reopen the American consulate in Western Jerusalem. Just imagine that Israel opens a consulate in Washington, D.C. in order to manage the relationship between Israel and Cuba or Venezuela or another country which might be hostile to the United States. How will Americans look at it? How will Americans look at Israel if Israel uses D.C. as the basis of its relationship with another hostile country to America? The same thing is reopening the consulate in Jerusalem in order to manage the relationship with the PA, which is a very hostile entity to Israel. And the proof is that they are actually paying a monthly salary to Jew killers to terrorists who kill Jews. What else do you need in order to understand that the PA is supporting terror? They should have part of Jerusalem. America, the United States of America, the country which is fighting terror, suffers from terror. Remember 9/11? This country should support the terrorists, the PLO terrorists who took over the PA, not to mention the Hamas, which will take over the Palestinian state, if there is such a state, God forbid. They should have part of Jerusalem only because some part of the American Democratic Party had it as a commitment to its voters. Excuse me, do you want to promote the PA? Give them a consulate in DC or in New York, in your country. Why the heck should Israel be the victim of some promises which some candidates of the Democratic Party gave to their constituencies in Cincinnati or wherever they are? Why should Israel pay for these promises and divide its capital only because some lawmakers in America gave some promises to some people? Excuse me? And this is the absurd of having, again, and look, there was an American consulate, which was opened in the 19th century, before Israel came to Jerusalem. Means before the state of Israel was established or re-established. So we accepted it for a long time, too long time. But after it was closed, why should it be reopened? And you know what? If, after all, the capital of the PA is Ramallah. If the American administration wants to have some consulate with the PA, let it be in Ramallah. Why in Jerusalem? Why the heck in Jerusalem? And I think that everyone who understands the meaning of reopening the American consulate in Jerusalem, in the Jewish heart, should call the White House or Anthony Blinken or whoever in the State Department in order to protest against this plan to reopen the American consulate for the Palestinians in East Jerusalem. Thank you so much.